Steve Moran here with Senior Living Foresight, and today I am talking to Wendy Phillips with Big Buzz Marketing, and we want to talk to you. So maybe let me do this a little bit differently. For the last maybe 3-4 years, digital marketing is like the hot topic. Everybody cares about that, and you have a different take on it, Wendy. Not to say you don't believe in digital marketing, but you kind of have a different perspective on where it fits in the whole ecosystem. So let's just talk a little bit about that.
Certainly. So Big Buzz has always seen the marketing, and I like the way that you said ecosystem, as just that, and it's a diversified ecosystem, right? So digital marketing should really comprise about 20% of the marketing portfolio, and most communities are over leveraged, like over investing there, right? It has been, especially in the last 5 years or so, the go-to, right? Like, we'll just turn on some ads and we'll do some remarketing, we'll follow people on the web. All of that is changing very quickly. Privacy policy is coming to a head right now. Already, Google is doing away with cookies, which means that remarketing advertising goes away. Facebook just announced last week that they're doing away with Facebook analytics, right? And big tech is under a tremendous amount of pressure to get this right at last. And from the government, from the people. And so things are changing very, very rapidly. And we're seeing communities get a little panicked where, and now what do I do with my digital marketing? The smart ones have been diversified all along. So they have also, in addition to digital marketing, been investing in their sales education for their team. They've been investing in brand marketing. They've been investing in internal marketing in the way of asking for referrals on a regular basis. And they have been investing in traditional marketing. There's still absolutely a time and a place for traditional marketing, especially in this industry. And so, if any of your listeners are not leveraged that way, now more than ever, it's very important to get diversified.
So one of the things that has always bothered me about the digital side is that it's sort of all about numbers and analytics and stuff like that. And it seems like it kind of takes the people out of it.
Absolutely, and we have a phrase at Big Buzz. We put people before projects, and again, what is marketing about? It's about connecting the right people with the right offering, and especially in this industry, right? It's about building a relationship with a family so that they can make one of the hardest decisions of their lives and make it with confidence. And so, to rely on analytics, to rely on algorithms, to make these choices about how people are consuming your advertising has never been the right way to look at it. It has just frankly never been the right way to look at it. I heard recently that in digital marketing is the only other space that we use the term user. A user of Google is in illicit drugs, right? Only illicit drug are users. And so we're all a bit addicted to this. And it would be better if we did more of this, of making eye contact with one another and really understanding what's going on and why is that important to you and how do we connect those dots for you as an individual or them as a family.
So do you have maybe 2 or 3, 4 tips about how senior living organizations, senior living community can sort of move away from this user mindset? It made me smile when you talked about that because it's so true, and to a more human, person-centered approach.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, keep apprised of what's going on in privacy and with technology, because it is changing very quickly. And then take a step back from that and just remember what it is that you're trying to do. Get back to your company vision, right? Most communities have a vision. People are part of that vision, right? And so when we start operating from a vision standpoint instead of a digital marketing standpoint, then we're operating from strategy and objectives and a big viewpoint instead of just tactics and projects. I would say as a second tip to encourage your frontline staff to stop and pay attention when they are complimented, and thank the resident or family member back, and say, we love working with families like yours. If you have others who need what we have, please send them our way. A referred resident is always so much easier to get into occupancy than a digital marketing lead. And then third, as your frontline sales folks are working with families, the single most important question that they can ask is, why is that important to you? Because a family might ask about, let's say they ask about the menu, right? Well, that's a pretty common question, right? What does dietary look like at this particular community? But why is that important to this particular family? Well, my mother choked 2 years ago, and here's the actual real story. And well, why is it important to you to share that? I have a fear that choking is going to be a hazard if I don't have eyes on mom all the time. Now we're cooking. Now we're having a conversation. Now we're building a relationship, right? Then you can really be there for that individual and start talking about how you address that fear. It's not about a meal.
I really love that a lot, because I think that we tend so often get focused on the what and not the why. And ultimately, the why is really the only reason that people choose senior living, right? So that's really, really powerful stuff. Actually, one more question for you. I know that in the past you've had some resources, free resources that you've offered. Do you have something that we can offer that would help people move in this direction?
Oh, we always have things to offer. So the thing that comes to mind is I actually just got a note from my editor at Forbes that a piece that I wrote on this whole privacy ecosystem, this whole privacy dilemma that we're all facing. It's being published and it should come out within the next week. So we'd love to distribute that to your listeners. We'd be happy to give you facts on that.
Perfect. So you'll find in the video posting here, you'll find a link to that resource. Give you a really chance to do a much deeper dive into that. So Wendy, we're running up on our clock here. This has been a great conversation. I appreciate it, and you are just 100% right about this idea that we've got to put the people part back into this, and it's got to be more than users and numbers and algorithms and targeting and digital and retargeting and all that kind of stuff. Yes. So great wisdom, because ultimately, I mean, it's two parts of this, right? First part is about, certainly you have to have your communities full to be financially successful, to be able to operate, to serve. But ultimately, it's about serving the people who need the services. Yes.
And really, the people never left, right? So it's not so much about putting the people back into marketing. It's recognizing they were there all along and rekindling these conversations as we're all doing this spring, right? Things are opening back up and we get to make eye contact again. So it's a beautiful thing.
Great. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the time.